I have absolutely no words, chat. I have no words. I have no words for this. I was gonna make a video. I sat here and I was gonna make a goddamn video. I can't even get myself to do that. I can't even get myself to make a fucking video right now. I can't hit the record button. So I said, F it, we're going live. That's what we're doing. We're going live, and we are sitting here, and we are going to talk about this until I can make any rational sense as to what the hell I just saw. Genuinely. Because for those of you who do not know, ladies and gentlemen, Rafael Devers, where's my Rafael Devers jersey? I genuinely don't even know what to say. Let me pull up where we're at right now. Because we got to figure this out. Man. It's not a rumor. Jeff Passan tweeted it out. Rafael Devers is no longer on the Boston Red Sox. He was traded to the San Francisco Giants. So I physically cannot make myself. I have no idea what to say. I have no idea what to tell you guys. I got nothing, right? Because this is where we're at right now. This is the entire trade for Rafael Devers. The Red Sox are getting Jordan Hicks, Kyle Harrison, James Tibbs, and Jose Bayo. Who? Dude, this isn't even a good trade. This is miserable, terrible, stupid is what this is. I can't even begin to describe my feelings right now. This is the most disgusted I've been with this organization maybe ever. This is maybe the most disgusted I have been in this organization as a fan ever. I mean, genuinely, right? You sit here and you look at that. Just look at the timeline of events. I can't even. We're gonna put this at a baseball trade value. We're gonna put this at a baseball trade value because we're just gonna take a look, right? Because there has to be something else to this. There has to be something else to this, right? There has to be. Because the only thing I could think of is when Rafael Devers, when John Henry and company, they came to Kansas City, right? And they had that conversation with him. The only thing I could think of is that they sat there and Rafael Devers looked them in the face and said, I want to leave. I do not want to be here. Right? That's quite literally the only thing I could think of. That's the only way I could put any sort of rationale into this. It's the only way I could do it. The worst part is I was literally in the middle of writing a script for the greatest series the Red Sox have had in 2025. You're back at a playoff spot. You just won 5 games straight. Rafi homered and was a big difference in this series, right? The team was coming together. The kids were performing. The rotation was doing well. Why now? Right? Why now? The only rationale I could come to terms with is the idea that he sat there and he said, I don't want to be here anymore. You have mistreated me. I feel as though I've been mistreated. I do not want to be here. Because this is a blatantly stupid trade by the Boston Red Sox, right? That's the only thing. Because this is a genuinely, let's take a look at the prospects we got back, because I guess that's what we're doing now. Right? That's that's where we're at. We got to take a look at the prospects they just traded Rafael Devers for. Let's take a look at the full trade. So we got Kyle Harrison, who was at one point one of the top pitching prospects in the country. I remember that at some point. Not doing well in Major League Baseball. Let's just have some fun, shall we? Let's take a look at who the Red Sox got for one of the top 10 hitters at his age range in Red Sox history. One of the greatest hitters the Red Sox have ever had. The future of your DH spot. Let's see who you got for him. You got Kyle Harrison. He's 23. You know, okay, maybe there's something there. Although he's a career 4.48 ERA in the major leagues. Right, his one full season, he was a below league average pitcher. This season, he's a below league average pitcher. Walking a decent amount of guy, giving up hits, home runs 1.5, right? Okay, what the hell is he going to do? That's not a number 2, right? That's not going to improve the rotation right away. This guy's probably going to start in AAA. So, okay, great, right? And again, this was a guy who at one point was one of the top pitching prospects in the country, so there's something to that, at least a little bit. But again, you're talking about trading the face of this franchise. You're talking about trading a superstar. You're talking about trading a guy who is putting up better statistics at this age than David Ortiz was. You're talking about a guy who was top 10 in home run in your history before he hit age 37, before he hit his age 30 season. You're talking about a guy who had 500 extra base hits before he reached his age 30 season. We were talking about a guy who has carried, single-handedly, by the way, carried this lineup through the past couple of weeks here, right? He's been cold recently, but during the month of May, the only reason you ever won any baseball games was because of Rafael Devers, and this is the number 1 guy you get back for him. You get back Kyle Harrison. Again, great. He was a top prospect at one point. He has been booty at the major league level, but sure, let's send him over to the Giants for that. You got Jordan Hicks, who had a great season last year, didn't he? He was pretty solid last season. Nope, he had a 4.10 ERA. I was thinking of 2023, where he was a great reliever. This season, 6.47 ERA. The FIP's much lower, so maybe there's something there to that, right? But you're giving up over a hit per inning that you're pitching here. You're giving 1.5 batters to a batter and a half reach every single inning you goddamn pitch. You're striking out less than 10 batters per inning, right? You're walking almost 4. These are the two guys. He has a -1 WAR this season. He has a -1 WAR this season. Who else did you get in this deal? James Tibbs. He's a right fielder, left fielder, and first baseman. So you got yourself a first baseman there, Red Sox. That a baby. How's he doing this year? He's got an 857 OPS in high A baseball. This dude's crushing the hell out. We'll see this guy in 4 years, right? Maybe 2. Okay, so maybe, all right, maybe this is a guy who takes over first base in 2028. Fantastic. Right, how about Jose Bayo? Let's take a look at this guy. How much you want to bet this guy's 17 years old? Oh, here he is. Signed out of the Dominican Republic. He's 20 and playing in rookie ball right now with a 2 ERA. So great. So you... I don't know whether to laugh or cry. I don't know whether to laugh or cry for this. You got 2 ERA, which is fantastic, in 18 innings at 20 years old in rookie baseball. Not even low A or high A. We're talking about rookie league baseball. I don't know, chat. I genuinely don't know what to tell you. I mean, you traded away. We're talking about a guy who could have gotten into the Hall of Fame. Who could have gotten into the Hall of Fame? This is disgusting. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. You aren't thinking, when Bregman and Yoshida are back, look at the team. You're telling me... You're telling me that Yoshida and Bregman are a better combination than Devers and Bregman? No, you think, brother. No, you think. You're kidding. They Oh my God, dude. We're dead ass. We're happy about this. Oh my God. We're talking about a guy who signed a $300 million deal and it looks cheap. Right? It looks like they are saving money with Rafael Devers' contract. The Giants just got themselves a superstar. We just traded ourselves a superstar. And it's not like there were good players that the Giants had. There were good players that the Giants had. But we got Jordan Hicks, who has a 7 ERA this season. Kyle Harrison, who again, hey, these guys, James Tibbs and Jose Bayo, I bet that, let's take a look at MLB's top prospects. Let's actually specifically go to the Giants because I'm curious about this. So couldn't get Bryce Eldridge, right? Now, that would have been a perfect solution. At least James Tibbs is your fourth best prospect. So there's that, right? At least you get the Red Sox or the Giants' fourth best prospect out of him. Considering the fact, again, his ETH next year, he's in high A baseball. He hasn't even touched double A, hasn't even touched triple A. So I don't know how the hell he's going to get up here in 2026 unless he has a Renaissance-like upcoming like Christian Campbell did, which he, maybe he does, but still, you're talking about a guy who won't even touch the Red Sox until next season. And then who was the other guy? Jose Bayo. He's not even their top 25. He's not even their top 30. You got a number 4 prospect who is definitely not a top 100 prospect because there's no way the Giants have 4 prospects in the top 100 list. Yeah, they have 1, right? So it's not even a top 100 prospect. You just got their 4th best prospect on a team that has 1 singular top 100 prospect. So it's really like what? One of the top 300 prospects in the sport. Sick, right? You get Kyle Harrison, who I'm pretty sure was on top 100 list coming in here. Yeah, so he's 75 and 22. I don't know, probably pretty high. 18 and 23, right? You're talking about a legit guy, right? A top 25 prospect in the sport before he truly debuted here. But oh my God, dude. Oh my God. My phone's blowing up. Twitter's blowing up. I mean, what else do we have here? Do we have anything else? This is the first time I've ever dropped a flat F-bomb on stream, but this deserves it. Right? He deserves this guy. This Christopher Smith taking a goddamn victory lap here. Right? Oh, congratulations. You told him he should get removed from the game. Now he's traded. So you win, Chris. Congratulations. This is disgusting. If you're a fan of this team, how are you happy about this? How are you happy about this? You can't be. Right? You just simply cannot be happy about this. The most people keep asking me what's the most rational explanation here. Right? What's the most rational explanation? My only explanation, because there really isn't a rational explanation for this, right? There isn't. There's not. You can't sit here with this trade, right? It's not like we're sitting here and we're like, oh, we're mad that they got Bryce Eldridge, who's a top 20 prospect in the sport, and Kyle Harrison, who was a top 20 prospect in the sport last year. It's not like you got both of those guys for, again, a potential Hall of Fame talent bat. Actually, definitely a Hall of Fame talent bat, right? It's not like you got that. You got fucking Jordan Hicks. Jose Bayo's a 20-year-old who has 18 innings in baseball, professional baseball. You got James Tibbs, who's the 4th best prospect on one of the worst minor league systems in the sport, and you get Kyle Harrison. Right? The only explanation for this, again, and I'm going to say it a couple of times because we're live here, I was going to record a video, but I'm too mad to even hit the record button. I needed to get on here and just talk it out with you guys. I needed to get on here and just rant. There's no script that could put into words what's going on here. Right? I can't sit here and type on my goddamn laptop. Right? Because it's disgusting, despicable behavior by this front office. The only thing that I can even remotely think about right now is the fact that Rafael Devers, when John Henry came to Kansas City after the whole thing with first base, after he blew up on the media, well, not really blew up, just was kind of quietly like, look, I'm not playing first base, right? It wasn't quietly in terms of he didn't talk, but it was sort of quietly in terms of this guy doesn't look mad, he doesn't look upset, right? He just sort of blanket statement said it. John Henry flies to Kansas City. Rafael Devers, he has the insane May that he had, right? Came in second for player of the month, whatever. That doesn't really matter. Who cares about player of the month at the end of the year? The only thing I could think of is that when John Henry went there, when Craig Breslow went there, he sat down. They said, look, you got to play ball with us a little bit. And he said, F it, trade me. And I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be a part of this. I love Alex Cora. I love this organization, but I don't want to play here anymore. Trade me. And it backed the Red Sox into a corner far enough where they said, we just have to take the best deal. And there's not many teams right now who are going to pay the $300 million to acquire Rafael Devers, or the 280, whatever, right? We can split hairs with how much money is left. A lot of fucking money here. And the Giants said, hey, we'll take it, right? It looks like a bargain. Mets just paid Juan Soto $780 or whatever it is. The Blue Jays just paid Vladimir Guerrero Jr., what was it, like $500 million? This is half of that. And he's just as good of a player as Vlad Guerrero is. So we'll take that, no problem, right? We're a competitive team. We actually care about winning. We aren't putting our entire franchise on the backs of 3 unproven prospects, one of them who struggled and it continues to struggle in Major League Baseball. One of them, and I love Roman Anthony, but it's been a week here, and we've got one singular goddamn hit, right? And again, I'm not sitting here saying this guy's a bust or anything remotely close to that, but we're pinning our playoff hopes on that guy now? Right? Marcelo's been fantastic, but he's hitting like 220. Is Bregman coming back tomorrow? Did the rotation magically become a 2.6 ERA for the rest of the season? Or are we expecting Masataka Yoshida come back and play with the Red Sox and be to the level Rafael Devers was? Because I don't think any of those are going to happen, right? So there is no rationale or reasoning here. This is purely, he was not happy here. He did not want to be here. It has to be. Right? It has to be. And I need an explanation for Breslow. I need an explanation for Breslow now, right? He should be, I'm live. He should be live. Why are we not getting an explanation from this team? How is he skirting the media like this? Guarantee you the clubhouse is happy. I guarantee you this clubhouse is sitting there saying, Rafael Devers made us a better team on the field. We just got into a playoff position. We were supposed to be really good. Now we're not. And someone gave me $4 or $5 in the middle of that, and I missed it, and I'm sorry. Blair, thank you so much for your $5 super chat. He said, Corbin, do you think we're still buyers of the deadline after this move? No, I don't. Right, I cannot sit here and say, the Red Sox are going to be buyers of this for this team. Right, I missed a bunch. Hold on, I'm looking. I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm so sorry. Anapa, thank you so much for your $2 super chat. I appreciate it. We went over the prospects. Versatility with the $5. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. This was a white flag, throwing the towel on the season. Sure feels like it, right? Versatility again with $5. Thank you so much again. He says, watch Devers go play first base. Yeah, he probably will. He probably will, right? Unknown with $1.99. I'm sorry, guys. I got to get through these. Money dump, no Eldridge. Egregious, honestly. Agreed, right? Mad, you've been here for 8 months. Thank you so much. Get the duck boats ready. I'm kidding. DFA John Henry. Sure, DFA John Henry. I think the Red Sox could be buyers because now they have a lot more money to work with. Sure, but you need to actually be competitive with money, right? You need to be actually competitive with money. I disagree with you, but I like your channel. Lone, it's all right. Hey, everyone disagrees, right? Everyone disagrees. I appreciate the $5, my man. Thank you. $10 super chat from Cody. Coley says $1.99. Watch out, Duran next. No surprise by me at this point, right? There would be no surprise by me if the Red Sox went after Duran and traded him now. I mean, if you could trade Rafael Devers, right? If you could trade Rafael Devers, you could trade anybody. There is not a single person on this team that you could go and get that you think is safe right now. This was the face of your franchise. This was the face of your franchise. Where am I? There we go. Let me pull this back up instead of you guys just looking at my notifications the whole time. This is the deal we're talking about, right? This is the deal we're talking about. Shout out Joe. He watches the channel once in a while. I'm sure everyone's just super psyched about this one, chat. That's the only thing I can think of, too, is that he requested a trade. It's the only thing I can think of. It's the only thing I can think of. This lineup's going to be a lot more clear going forward. Dude, the problem is you're sitting here. The problem is you're sitting here and you're saying, oh, yeah, now the lineup makes sense, right? Now the lineup makes sense. Who are you relying on to be your big guy? Who are you relying to be on your dude when the moment's here? Who are you relying on? Right? Because Duran's been kind of buns lately. Let's be honest, right? Trevor Story's been like this the entire season, so we're going to rely on that guy to be your big number 2 hitter? Marcelo hasn't exactly been lighting the world on fire. Roman has 1 hit in his first week at the big league level. Christian Campbell has been non-existent, right? You're going to rely on Carlos Narvaez, the rookie, to carry you. There has to be more. There has to be something we're missing. Yeah, Nomar. Agreed, Mark. Agreed. And you know what's even worse is we're going to have to play Devers in a Giants uniform in like 4 days. Right? In 4 days. We're going to have to play Rafael Devers in a Giants uniform. Oh my God, dude. $5 super chat for versatility. Who do you think will be the next GM once Brezzo gets fired for this? You can't imagine the front office is incredibly happy, right? You can't imagine that. Graham, $10 super chat. Thank you so much. He said, middle of a win streak, just starting to turn the season around. You trade the top MLB bat on a team-friendly deal for table straps. Yeah, sure feels like it, right? Stephen A, $10 super chat. Thank you guys so much for donating. You don't have to do that, right? I'm not even putting what do you call it? I'm not even putting ads on this video. I just want you guys to sit in here and stew with me. Right, I just want you to sit in here and stew with me, so don't feel like you have to donate. It is hard for me to read the chat right now, though, to be honest with you. 2 superstar players traded by the Red Sox, and nothing to show for either of them. The only franchise that trades the face of their team twice in a 10-year span. That's a great point, right? We're sitting here. Oh, my God. I'm a tool? Okay, Gary. I have absolutely nothing. I have nothing. Like I can't even get myself. I'm not even gonna make a video. This is gonna be our video about it because this is what I'd be saying in the video, right? $1.99 super chat from Coley. He goes, they could go get Skeens and I'd still be mad. Yeah. I mean, yeah, right. you were taking away the full on, like, the face of this team, dude. This was the guy that you invested in. This was the guy that you committed to. This was your guy, your face of the franchise. and you trade him away for nothing. Right? Kyle Harrison's the face of this trade. Has to be, right? Kyle Harrison has to be the face of this trade. And he's a 5 ERA pitcher. A 5 ERA pitcher. And that's a great point. I don't know who put that in the chat. It's going up too far, but if you're Roman Anthony, if you're Roman Anthony or Marcelo Meyer right now, are you sitting there and you saying, guys, you know what? I think I'm gonna sign here long term. I think this is gonna be a place where I'm gonna stay forever. Well, the last guy you should have done that to is now playing in LA. Right? That guy is thriving in LA. He's now a global superstar. And the guy that you did commit to, the guy that you finally said, hey, he's no David Ortiz. William, come here. I want to talk to you. Right? Rafael Devers at this age is better statistically than David Ortiz was. He just has less World Series. He's top 10 in Red Sox home runs of all time before his age 30 season. He's top 10 in extra base hits of all time. It's before his age 30 season, right? You are absolutely talking about a guy who statistically could be a guy who could have been better than David Ortiz, right? Maybe not the playoff performer. Maybe not the playoff performer that David Ortiz was. We're talking regular season. Say goodbye to the playoffs, Tyler. Yeah, you know? Which is worse, this or Luka? I'm a Red Sox fan, so this is worse, right? This is worse by far and away. This is worse. By far and away, this is worse. $20 super chat from Stephen A. Thank you so much, Stephen. Stephen says, at some point, the Sox know they have to compete instead of putting everything into prospects. Yeah, I agree. So what happens when Roman becomes good? We move him as well? Yeah, I agree. Again, what kind of precedent does this set? Right? What kind of precedent does this set for these young guys? And I'm seeing a lot of in the chat like, oh, Rafael Devers did this to himself. Oh, his refusal to move is why the Red Sox had to trade him. Guys, I think we need to remember the entirety of these events here. Right? I think we need to remember the entirety of these events. Rafael Devers is given the biggest contract in Red Sox history, told you're going to be the face of the team. Right? A year into that contract, the Red Sox signed Bregman and then immediately turned to Rafael Devers and say, look, dude, put the glove away. We don't think we're going to win anything with you at third base. Go. Right? And he didn't do it quietly, but he did it. Right? He threw that glove away. He said, okay, fine. I'm not touching the field. Whatever you guys want. Right? At the end of the day, I'm going to do it. And he did it. And then Tristan Casas goes down. And he's kind of right. We're kind of right here, right? He didn't go about it the right way. He didn't come out and say it the right way. But he's not wrong that Breslow, instead of actually being proactive and going to get a first baseman, said, hey, Devers, you do it. Right? A guy again, who was supposed to be the face of the franchise here. We're going to move your position. Again, 2 months into you moving your other position. Like, yeah, of course he's not happy about that. Chris Cotillo's posting now. Yeah, Chris Cotillo thinks that he asked for the trade. The Globe reports the team had enough with his selfish attitude and didn't want to deal with him anymore. Mark, where is that? Yeah, versatility. $5 super chat and versatility, guys. Make sure we're liking these messages too as they come in. Everyone being incredibly generous. Yeah, before 30 years old, he had the 10th most career home runs in baseball. That's crazy. Or the Red Sox, my apologies. Not baseball. That would have been insane, right? But he didn't ask to be traded. And even if, you're right, even if he did ask to be traded, right? This was the best you could get for him? You know what I mean? Like, this was the best that you could get for Rafael Devers? This was it? Yeah, Spectre, it sucks, man. It sucks. $5 super chat. Screw the expectation for potential playoffs. Why are we constantly in liquidate and rebuild mode? Yeah. That's a great point, Eric. Thank you for a $5 donation. It truly feels like it's just this. I called it a piss cycle on X the other day. It's just this miserable. It almost feels like a rinse cycle, right? Where you almost get to the dry cycle and you're like, okay, this thing's almost done. And then boom, hey, we got a mod in here. Can we get this Yankster guy out of here? We're trying to have an actual conversation, and he's just trolling around. So. Also, wild of him to come in here. Wild of him to come in here after we just swept them, right? Right? I mean, genuinely. Right? Like we're coming in here and trolling us in our time of despair after we just wiped the floor with you guys and your best player, right? Your best player struck out, what, 12 times that series? That's the team? Yeah, Tony, of course, man. Of course. This is why I wanted to go live. Yeah, Robbie, I appreciate it, man. It's a tough job. And am I more mad or sad? Right now, I'm mad. Right now, I'm mad. Right now, I am furious. This is stupid. It's dumb. It's disgusting. It is flat out disgusting what we're doing here. This team better win the World Series. This team better win the World Series. And Kyle Harrison better be a number 2 by the end of the year. Genuinely. Right? Genuinely. Like you better end this season Kyle Harrison getting some goddamn MVP votes. I'm so serious. $5 super chat from Rob Pinto Bean. That's a solid name, man. I know this is absolutely horrible, but please give me something to look forward to with Hicks and Harrison. What are we getting? Yeah, we'll show them again. Let's run through it, folks. For those of you who are new here, please consider subscribing and liking the videos. We talk Red Sox almost every single day. Usually I'm not this mad, I swear. Usually I'm more level-headed. This is Kyle Harrison, right? He was back in 2020, what was it, 23 or 24, right? He was a top 25 prospect in the sport, top 25 pitching prospect in the sport. 2023, he was 18th. So solid prospect, right? First season up, he looked fairly solid. Average ERA plus. The FIP is disgusting, right? This season, he's been mostly, it looks like a reliever. Right? Hasn't pitched all that much. Thrown only 23 innings, so he's played mostly as a reliever. He's got a 4.56 ERA, 4.30 FIP, so not exactly performing really better or worse than his ERA leads on. His WHIP is a 1.286, so not a ton of traffic on the base paths, but certainly not an unsmall amount either. Strikeouts per 9, solid. Right, walks, could be a little bit better, but not terrible. He's getting hit around a little bit. This is the main piece of your trade, though. Again, this is why I'm mainly upset about this. He's pitched 23 innings. He allowed 4 home runs, by the way. Like you sit here, right? You sit here in all of this, and it's you just traded the face of your franchise, and you got back a former. This is you know what this is? This is Quinn Priester. Right, Quinn Priester was a top 25 prospect in baseball before he made his debut and was just sort of an average guy. And you traded Nick York for him. You just traded Rafael Devers for this guy. You got Jordan Hicks, who was really solid in 23, right? As a basically a closer. Yeah. 3.29 ERA over 2 teams, right? He's really good with Toronto. And then he goes to the Giants, stinks it up last year. He was almost league average last season. This season, he's disgustingly bad, at least in terms of his ERA. Like the FIP looks solid, right? The FIP looks solid, 350, which is about half of what his ERA is. But like he's allowing 1.5 batters to reach per inning. His hits, he's getting over 1 hit per inning, almost 1 point whatever Like, not giving up a ton of home runs, walking a decent amount of dudes, his strikeouts are way down. When he was really good, well, there were 2 seasons when he was really good. This one in Seattle, we had a 9.7 strikeouts per 9. And then this one 2 years ago when he had 11.1 strikeouts per 9. We're down 2 strikeouts every 9 innings here. 3 strikeouts every 9. I'm so mad I can't do math. And that's the guy you get for him. Then you get their number 4 prospect, which, okay, right? But you're also talking about one of the worst minor league systems in the sport. And he's been good this year. Like, I'm not going to sit here and trash this guy. He looks good, right? Walk to strikeout ratio is fantastic. Right? This season, the walk to strikeout ratio is not bad. This is what he's done this year. 857 OPS is solid, right? 12 home runs in 56 games. That's good. My problem with that is you just put yourself in a playoff position. You just swept the New York Yankees. You're a game over 500. You're finally gaining momentum, and you just traded one of the key pieces to your team offensively right now for a guy who, Kyle Harrison, who was solid and then now not super solid. And this guy, these are your 2 main pieces, has to be. And this guy's not going to touch your team until 2026, 27, more likely. It's the same cycle of, okay, once we get all of our prospects here, this is when we go. And you know what? We now have Marcelo, Christian Campbell, and Roman Anthony on the big league team. That's great, but we're going to rely on those guys to be competitive right now? No. Like, how am I supposed to talk about this baseball team going forward? I genuinely don't know. There's no longer an ability to be attached to these players. There's no longer the ability to sit here and fall in love with these guys because you don't know what their future is going to be, even if they sign a contract with this team. If you're Crochet, how are you feeling about your deal right now, right? You're sitting there, you're saying, I committed to this team for 6 years. Rafael Devers has been in this organization since he was 16 years old. And he just got traded. What happens if I don't 100%? Yes, sir, Captain, sir. Whatever you say. What happens to me when that happens? If you're Roman Anthony, right? The Red Sox probably approached you 100 times about a deal. So far, you've said no. But hey, the money keeps creeping up. Maybe start to consider, yes, you see this go down. Right? How are you going to sit there? How are you going to feel? I wouldn't be too happy about it, right? I wouldn't be happy about it at all. I would sit there and I would say, well, even if I sign this deal, what? If I don't say yes to every single demand you have, if I disagree with a single thing you do, I'm going to be axed? You don't sign these contracts when you're 19, 20 years old for the straight dollar amount. You sign it for the security. Christian Campbell didn't sign because obviously, you sit here and as mere mortals, right? We sit there with 60 or whatever, $80 million, whatever he got paid. And we go, that's a crap ton of money here. But if you're even a remotely decent player, let's say a perennial all-star, right, you don't need to be an MVP candidate. You're going to make $250 million in the landscape of baseball right now. You take that contract because of security for your future. You know that, hey, even if I'm not an MVP level guy, I have a place on this team for the next 8 years. There's no guaranteeing that anymore with the Boston Red Sox. It's not. And I'm not just sitting here saying that because I'm hurt, which I am. I am hurt as a fan. I'm not just saying that because this was a bad, dumb trade, because it is. Right? I'm saying it because it's just the legitimate reality of things right now. It is. It's just the legitimate reality is this is what we're facing as Red Sox fans. We're still with number Eric, $1.99 super chat. That could have at least started Mike Yaz. Yeah. $5 super chat for versatility. Think about our opening day 2, 3, and 4 was Devers, Bregman, and Casas. None of those guys are here right now. Yeah, none of them are here right now. None of them are here right now. $2 from Mr. Matt. He says, I'm his son. Sox are mid, 4th place, baby. Who's going to be the big bat for Boston now? We don't have a big bat. It's right here, Jack. This is the full trade. This is the full trade. I can make it bigger if you guys can't see it very well. This is it. This is the trade, ladies and gentlemen. Vaughn Grissom plays, Jordan will show up. Yeah, let's go. No more? Nope. This is the entire deal, folks. This is it. This is it. Announced that Devers did not ask to be traded, Spencer. Really? Yeah. Rafael Devers did not. Here, I'll pull it up on the big screen, actually, so we go through this together. So there's my reasoning, right? My entire reasoning out the window now. My entire reasoning is out the window. Right? Because that was my thought. I said there's no other explanation to this other than Rafael Devers went to Craig Breslow. He said, I don't want to be here. And Breslow said, crap, I'm backed into a corner here. Right? I'm backed into a corner here. I'm going to have to do something. And he just went with the team with the best package. Because I'm sure there were multiple teams who wanted him once he kind of quietly made him available. But now that this is here, right? This is why I wanted to go live, because I thought more stuff was going to come out about this. Rafael Devers did not demand a trade, a source with knowledge of the discussion says. So not only were they not backed into a trade, but this was somehow a correct decision. This isn't the time to be emotional. This is the time to be emotional. If you're not emotional now, you're not a Red Sox fan. I'm sorry. If you're sitting there trying to say, let's look at this thing rationally, guys, like at some point we got to care about the players on the team, right? At some point we have to care about the players on the team and not just the statistics. It's the entire contract, Ray. Devers plated 17% of our runs this year. I don't know, Sean. I really don't know. I don't know. Robbie Hyde's staying level-headed? Then go watch Robbie Hyde. I cannot get myself to be rational about this. I cannot get myself to be rational about it. It's not true, brother. It is 100% true. Every single publication's putting this exact trade out there. Rafael Devers is no longer on the Boston Red Sox. $1.99 super chats. Thanks, Trip. I appreciate it. Money dump. It kind of feels like it, doesn't it? I mean, anything could be. This could be anything. Devers is hugely overrated. If you're a Red Sox fan, you cannot say that and legitimately no. Luca, $5 super chat. Hey man, it has been a while. Appreciate you being here. Thank you. Shit's crazy. Yeah, this is the worst video I've ever made on this channel. I made a video at 4 a.m. when Xander Bogarts was traded, basically in tears. Or I'm sorry, Xander Bogarts left to the Padres, basically in tears. Because this was a dude who I had loved since 2013. This hurts way more because there was no legitimate rationale for this. There's no legitimate rationale for this. Right? There just isn't. With Xander, at least you could see it. Right? With Xander, at least you could sit there and you could see, okay, there's no way the Red Sox made that contract, and it works, right? And it worked out. The Betts thing you saw coming a mile away. You knew the Red Sox weren't going to do it. This is the guy you paid. Like this is your dude. Not worried about it. We too deep. Cry yourself to sleep, Bumsky. I mean, we're not allowed to get emotional about players. Like this is what drives me nuts sometimes about Red Sox fans is everyone has to sit there and think that they know what's going on. Everyone has to sit there and say, oh, like, this is exactly what I expected, blah, 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 blah. Oh, this is the right move because of Kyle Harrison's FIP and because of Jordan Hicks's strikeouts when batters are hitting over 300, on the season or whatever, right? Oh, Devers ex-Woba wasn't up to the par of a $300 million player. Oh, Rafael Devers on day games in the ninth inning when a left-handed pitcher's on the mound that throws exactly 93 miles an hour is hitting 158, dude. This overrated guy. Send him there. We needed pitching. How can we not genuinely fall in love with these players and act like we're idiots because we fall in love with them? No, that's part of the game of baseball. Michael, thank you. Now they have to re-sign Bregman and the number went up. Yeah, they have to re-sign Bregman. Bobby, if you want the full analysis, go back in the video. I've already done the full analysis. Right? I mean, there's you go through this and there's not really any way. There's not really any way to sit here and rational. There isn't, right? There's no rational way to look at this. Hicks is terrible this year. Harrison's a mediocre player, right? A great prospect, mediocre player in Major League Baseball. Tibbs is a really solid prospect, potentially a top 100 prospect by the end of the year, right? That's a legitimate name. But you're trying to win championships this year, or that's what you told us over and over again. That's why you signed guys like Bregman and traded for Crochet. Right? But this guy Tibbs is going to impact your team even if he's good till 26, 27. And Jose Bayo looks solid, but he's 4 years out. And he's a 20-year-old in rookie ball. Hasn't even made it past IA. Trip to $1.99 super chat. You think they'll go after a first baseman now? Kind of have to, right? When's Bregman coming back? $5 super chats from the reboot. Thank you so much. Said, heard the news, came straight here. What now? Nothing is sacred anymore. Yeah. It really feels like it, doesn't it? Going to watch Robbie Hyde? Okay. Okay. You know what I mean? Congratulations. I love Robbie. Robbie's a close friend of mine, I consider. He's a great baseball mind. How are we sitting here saying this is a good trade or a rational trade for the Red Sox to make? I'm sorry. Right, and again, I love Robbie. I respect him. I don't know how you sit here with this trade in particular. These are guys that need to be fixed or guys that you are not going to see impact this team for years. Bobby, I'm getting called the R word in my chat because I'm upset, but I'm not allowed to say anything back to you guys. No, dude, if you're going to insult me, we're going to have a conversation about it. If you're sitting here and saying, hey, Corbin, you need to be more rational about this. Corbin, just look at the trade. Okay, tell me why this trade is good. Someone tell me why this trade was good. Passenger said Devers wanted out. That was my only explanation. That was literally my only explanation of this. I don't see anything from Jeff Passan saying about that. Yeah, I don't see anything from Passan. Where did he say it? Yeah, sometimes I can be wrong, Bobby, but you need to tell me why I'm wrong, right? I can admit I was wrong about Casas. Jeff Passan posted something on YouTube. $2 from B. Thank you so much, B. Let me see if I can find the Jeff Passan on YouTube. Harrison has potential? He sure does. It's on ESPN, like the actual like channel, or did they tweet it out? Like, is there somewhere I could find it? Because if we can find it, we can talk about it. So if Harrison turns into an ace number 2, is this trade good? It wouldn't just have to be. Okay, guys, I'll look up ESPN on YouTube in a second. It wouldn't just have to be Harrison turning into an ace. Roman Anthony now has to be the future of your franchise. Marcelo Meyer needs to be the future of your franchise. And Christian Camille. Those 3 guys need to be legit this year. Right? That's what needs to happen. That's the only answer to this. Even if Kyle Harrison becomes the number 2, you just lost 17% of the runs you scored this year. Rafael Devers did not want to be in Boston anymore. You think I'm going to get. Thank you, Robbie. I'm gonna get a DMAC for that. I can't show that on stream. ESPN won't let me. ESPN's not gonna let me do it. There we go from John, right? What are we doing? Right? If Harrison was drafted by the Sox, you would have already made a video calling him the next Cy Young. Because if he was drafted by the Red Sox, we wouldn't have had to give up one of the future players, like Hall of Fame players. Are we kidding? Right? Are we kidding? Yeah, of course I'd probably be hyped to have Kyle Harrison in this organization. Not for Rafael Devers. Bobby, that's just, I don't know how that doesn't make sense to you. If Kyle Harrison was drafted by this organization, I would be excited to have him in this organization. But you traded away Rafael Devers to get Kyle Harrison. So you didn't draft him. You gave up a franchise player. And that is you saying I'm not making sense? Brother. Pass the quote. Thank you, Robbie. Rafael Devers, after all that happened this spring, did not want to be in Boston anymore. Red Sox. So it was, yeah. So it was what we were saying, right? It's what we've been saying this entire stream. It's that Rafael Devers didn't want to be here. The Red Sox said, we have to find a way to get rid of him, and did. Devers came, yeah. So there's a couple of things, Jesta. There's that, and then there's what Jeff Passan said, and I don't know which one's which. I'm gonna go with Jeff Passan. Right, that's what I'm gonna have to say. Still seems like Passan's speculating. Yeah, it could be, right? That's crazy, Jack. That's absolutely crazy. Under over on Yoshida return date. I don't know that this even says Yoshida's coming up. I think this just means they're going to rotate the outfield. Right? I think that's literally the only thing that this means. Let me know what he says, Christian. This dude sounds mad. I am mad. This is an MLB The Show trade? Yeah, I know. Thanks, baseball. I know, right? I'm shocked. I'm still shocked, right? I'm still shocked. We've been talking about this for a full hour, and I'm just shocked. I don't know that it will be, Alistair. You're right. Guerrero, opening cap room for Guerrero in free agency. Guys, he signed with the Toronto Blue Jays for the next 14 years. Duran's next, yeah. I mean, yeah, right? Like that it has to be. Man, some of you guys really have absolutely no idea what's going on, huh? I mean, look, at the end of the day, here's the problem, right? Is if the Red Sox go on this run and they're incredible the rest of the season, okay, fine, right? Maybe it was Rob. Like we talked about Nomar got brought up all the time when we were talking about the Rafael Devers stuff earlier. Right? And they ended up winning a World Series. But, I mean, you still had David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez. Like, you don't really have. Bregman's hurt. Right? Marcelo, Roman, Christian, these guys are young. They're young. They're unproven. They're not people you rest playoff hopes on. Spencer, where'd you go? Christian. Bradfo said they traded Devers for the culture, so wouldn't take Marcelo or Anthony. God. Yeah, there's the other part of it, right? You're also 10 games over 500. Jordan Hicks, the IL, sick. Per sources, the team's feeling was that the $313.5 million contract comes with responsibilities to do what is right for the team. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, right? I'm not surprised like, it's not surprising. I don't know. It's not surprising ultimately looking back on everything that he did want to be out and that he did get traded, but it's just unbelievably frustrating. Like, it's just sad. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just sad. Yeah, the Yankee fans are pumped, right? They don't have to deal with Devers anymore. They're psyched, you know? Do we even make a video tomorrow? I don't even know if we make a video tomorrow about the sweep because this is all we're going to be talking about. Dinah with $5 super chat. Okay, so Hicks will be our 8th inning guy. Maybe, right? Maybe. We've got to figure him out because he's currently got a 6+ ERA, almost 7 ERA. Harrison's 23 years old. Yeah. Again, the guys you got weren't bad. They just weren't like, you trained Rafael Devers, and those are the guys you got. You know what I mean? I mean, genuinely. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Rafael Devers is hitting 4 home runs against the Red Sox. Who's the new DH? They're just going to, my opinion is they're just going to, they're just going to rotate it, right? And keep all 3 of these young guys up here. Maybe, Jester. Yeah. Then maybe you have a conversation, right? L clickbait. Samuel, what part of this is clickbait? I mean, people, genuinely, what are we doing? Can you cry now, please? Put Bregman at DH? I don't know. I don't know who you DH, right? He must have wanted out. That's what Passan's saying he wanted out. Jeff Passan is saying he wanted out. I wish I was clickbaiting. That'd be sick. All right, Paul. Hey, I appreciate it when you were here, man. I get it. If you're not watching this team anymore, I get it, man. $5 super chat from Tito. This is worse than bets. Agreed. Agreed. Because bets, it felt like you would force your hand into a trade. There was no reason to trade. Rafael about to come the new full-time DH. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Spencer. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I got nothing. I got nothing. I have no idea. No, it doesn't really fix the logjam. Bradford shredding up the haul we got back. That's what I'm saying. People are yelling at me because I don't think this is a good enough package for Rafael Devers. Right? People are looking at me saying, "Hey, Corbin, you need to be more level-headed with this." Mark with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Mark. I appreciate it, man. Guys, I really appreciate all the donations for this stream. Have a good one, Mark. Thank you, man. Thank you. I really appreciate it. You don't have to. You know what I mean? Please don't feel as though you need to be donating to have a conversation in here. You know? Yeah, I agree, Drew. All untested major league prospects remain now. Yeah, that's what this season's relying on. Right? That we're now fully relying on Roman Anthony, Christian Campbell, and Marcelo Meyer to be studs. Maybe versatility. Yeah, dude, I need a hug. This is crazy. Oh my God. Are we selling off now? I don't know how you sit here and compete. You know what I mean? Balanced lineup. What part of this lineup is truly balanced right now, Bobby? I mean, genuinely, what part of this lineup is balanced? Yeah, James Tibbs looks great, David. James Tibbs looked great. But he's not going to help this team win now. You know what I mean? I'm just, dude, I'm at a loss for words, chat. I don't even want to leave stream because then I just have to sit here with my thoughts. I just have to stew on this. Can I give any reason to be optimistic right now? How do I cope? I'll be honest here. I don't think we should be coping or being optimistic right now, right? If you're mad, I think you have every single right to be mad. I think you do, right? And I think you should be mad. $10 super chat for Big Bigger Podcast. Thanks for covering this, dude. Hey, man, I appreciate you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Like, I think it's okay to not have to sit here and feel like you need to make a rational decision about this. You know what I mean? Like, I think you're allowed. No, Joe, all of them. Actually, Tibbs is a hitter, but the other three are pitchers. Who's saying that kind of stuff, Nico? Adam. Bradley, they traded Nomar when they were 10 games over 500 and still had Ortiz, Manny, Kurt Schilling. Like, they had studs. This is kind of sad. Rafael Devers spoke post-game, and the last question he was asked was if he and the club had moved past all the drama. He said, yes, it is past us. Tito, I'm glad. Oh, yeah, by the way, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Who from the Giants? I didn't want to trade Rafael Devers for anybody. Are these players good? I mean, Harrison, Tibbs, and Jose Bayo have legitimate potential, right? I'm not going to sit here and say they don't have potential. I'll keep an eye out for it, Nico. Thank you. But, I mean, good compared to trading Rafael Devers? Not really, right? Not really. Looks like we're a Giants fan now. $99 super chat. Roman Anthony DH. Yeah, I mean, that's going to have to. Apparently, we're optioning Harrison down to AAA. I mean, that's what I said, right? At the beginning of this video, he's going to be traded or he's going to be thrown into AAA, which makes sense. I mean, again, the guy has a almost 5 ERA this season. No, they didn't need any money, Rodolfo, is what I heard. Potential doesn't win games? Yeah. Yeah, Jordan Hicks hasn't pitched in over a month. It says it's an overpay from San Francisco. Get out of here. I'm sorry. I just don't believe it. What is going on, Jose? You're going to have to start at the beginning for that one. Massa better go off, yeah. Check the tweet. Spencer, can you tag me in it? Tag me in the tweet. We'll look at it together. I'm going to go cry myself to sleep. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Maxwell. Thank you for your $5. Yeah, that's why versatility is ridiculous. Yeah, I know we're optioning him to AAA. I know. I have so many Devers cards and jerseys, dude. Okay. Today, the San Francisco Giants reportedly acquired Rafael Devers in exchange for Kyle Harrison, James Tibbs, and Jordan Hicks. Deal is rejected by our model and is an overpay by San Francisco. I don't have any words, chat. And again, I don't know how are we supposed to recap this series tomorrow? You know what I mean? Like, how are we supposed to recap this series? I don't know. Could Devers be hurt or have a lingering injury? I don't know, right? Maybe he doesn't pass the physical. That'd be hilarious, wouldn't it? So did we get effed? That's going to be... Okay, Josh. Thanks for coming by, though. My favorite part of this live stream is that people are crushing me, but paying to crush me, which is interesting. So where's Devers going to play in San Francisco? I don't know, man. I guess he becomes their DH too, right? Yeah, that's kind of my thought process, Paul. Addition by subtraction? God, that's a terrible take. Who's available in free agency? Right now, nobody, right? Oh, Toady, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Watch him move to first. If he moves to first, I'm gonna be pissed. I will be mad, and then I will be more, okay, maybe we should have just traded him. You know? If he moves to first in San Francisco, I think I'm like good. It'll be no love lost. You know what I mean? Wow, they didn't shop him. I'm surprised. Why? Because the whole reason he got traded from here is because he would have, or he wouldn't have played first base. It's the rift, right? It's that rift. Does this mean they're punting on the season? It feels like it, right? It feels like it. Here's my problem with people who are saying, he wanted the trade. So, yeah, they traded him. It makes sense, right? I just like, if you're a competitive team right now, why wouldn't you wait until you're in a better spot, a spot where you're not as backed into a corner? Or why wouldn't you wait until the end of the month or end of the season and trade him in the offseason? Right? That's my problem with this. If he really wanted out, fine, trade him, right? If you don't want to be here, don't be here. I don't want players here that don't want to be here. Right? That's I don't care about that. I care about this just doesn't make sense, baseball-wise. Not a punt by any stretch. I mean, you sit here and you just traded your best player. Right? You just traded your best player. What other team in baseball could trade their best player and not be punting on the season? $5 super chats. There's no way as a Sox fan that anyone thinks is a good haul. Agreed. Bobby, you're not answering any of my questions, though. Is Alex Verdugo available? Moving on is great for this team. How does it make them a better team? Could still win the World Series? How? I mean, genuinely how, right? Bregman, Bueller, Story, and Giolito. Ooh, that's not going to be a great offseason then. Yeah, I saw that. He requested a trade, which makes this even worse. You know what I mean? The problem is we've got two different sources, right? We've got one source that's saying, look, if you're making fun of people for being emotional, I think it's ridiculous, right? You don't watch these games because of statistical numbers. You watch these games because you fall in love with players, and you should have fallen in love with players. I've always cried like a baby when people disagree with you because I don't sit here and let you just make fun of or disagree with my takes. I actually come back at you. Okay. I mean, that's fine, Bobby. Bobby, if you don't like this, my channel, you don't have to be here, guys. I'm not forcing you guys to watch me. $1.99 super chat from Tyler. Can we do Yankee person out of here? Let them troll. We just swept them. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, that's at the end of the day. Never wanted to be a player, never wanted to be a leader on this team. He didn't have to be a leader for this team to be really good. Alex Rodriguez is trolling me? I hope he is. That'd be sick. Alex Rodriguez is trolling me. That'd be sick. Right? That'd be awesome. I don't know, man. It sucks. It just sucks. It just sucks. $5 super chat. This isn't an everyday trade. I'm willing to bet a lot of fans here watch Devers grow. He's homegrown talent, and now we have to watch drift off. Yeah, and I think that's part of it. You know what I mean? I think that's absolutely part of it. Yeah, good luck, Taylor. I think that's absolutely part of it. Whaler. I mean, we're going to break. I think we'll fully break down the trade tomorrow. Like, I don't even know if I'm going to talk about the. I don't even know if we're going to talk about the series. Maybe we will, but. Bradford said if Devers stayed, it would have been likely that Bregman would have opted out. Now it's a high chance he sticks around minus any more drama. I mean, we'll see, right? We'll see how it plays out. We'll see. We'll see. Right, we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how it plays out. That's the only thing I can say. And then we're going to talk about it more tomorrow, I think. We'll go in it at the analytical view that everyone wants, even though I don't think you really should need to be analytical sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's okay to get emotional about things. You know? Bregman's going to the Tigers next year? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know, Eric. I don't know, man. It's not going to be up to guys like Abreu and Yoshida. I think it's going to be up to Roman Anthony, Marcel Meyer, and Christian Campbell. That's it, right? That's it. Buster only added that if teams called about Rafael Devers, the Red Sox would not shut you down. So they'd been talking about trading him for a minute. It's interesting. It's interesting, Chad. I need to get off. I need to get off before I start really yelling at some of you guys. But I appreciate you guys being here. If you ever consider subscribing, yeah, we do talk Sox every single day. We will definitely talk about this tomorrow as well. Right? We'll definitely talk about this tomorrow as well. We'll keep talking about it until, I don't know, I get over it. Right? I get over it. But either way, I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate all the love in the chat, by the way, for the donations. That really meant a lot to me. Yeah, it really meant a lot to me, so thank you. And I will see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, I guess. Unless something else crazy goes down. Unless something else great. Thank you guys for your donation. Cool, bro, and Tyler. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Yeah, unless something else goes down, I don't know. Maybe we'll get on here for a Durant trade in a couple hours too. I mean, anything's on the table right now. But either way, guys, I appreciate you being here. And for the first time, $20 super chat from Keeping the Faith. Man, that's crazy. Thank you so much, Keeping the Faith. That is incredible. Thank you. Can we get some love for him? People are telling me not to get off. Anyone want a Devers City Connect jersey? Do we want to stay on? Do we want to stay on or should I just get off? I don't know, guys. What do you want to do? Do you want me to stay on for a couple more minutes? Stay on? Like, what else are we going to talk about? What else are we going to talk about? I mean, genuinely, right? What else are we going to talk about? I don't know. All right, I'll stay on for a little bit longer. We'll do like another, I don't know. We'll do another, like, we'll go till 9 maybe. Maybe we go till 9 o'clock. Where are you guys? Let's see. Just bought a Devers shirt? Yeah, I know, dude. Yeah, I've got the Devers jersey. I've got 1, 2, 3. I have 3 signed Rafael Devers cards. Like, he was my dude, you know what I mean? Like, he was my guy. Would I rather be Durant in this trade? Honestly, I don't know. Right? I don't know. I think there's a difference between sitting here. And looking at it and saying you understand the reasoning as to what led up to this Devers trade, and also saying it sucks, right? Also saying it still sucks. I think you can do both, and I think people for some reason sit here and they have to decide, right? You're either this rational-headed, oh, I saw this coming from a mile away, this is good for the team, and you don't understand why because you're an idiot, right? But there's also this part of us that I'm sitting here in that I'm like, I don't care what's rational. I don't care about the statistics. I don't care about I don't care about, the sort of intricacies of this. He was a legitimate superstar level player. Red Sox fans continue to sit here and say no, right? and here we are. You know what I mean? Like, you're allowed to be upset that your favorite player, that a player you saw grow up in the organization, a player that was part of the greatest team of franchise history, is no longer here. Playing Emily's show on Rookie cooking the Yankees makes you feel better. Hey, Pick, I appreciate you being here, man. Thank you. Red Sox news. Kyle Harrison's officially been optioned to AAA. So, it's officially done, right? Where's the Red Sox post? Like, where's the official Red Sox post? Like, we still haven't gotten the official word. Watch the video of Rafael leaving Fenway. Is there a video of it? They're not going to post this? They absolutely will. No, I'm not saying rational people are stupid, dude. At one point did I say that the rational side of this are dumb? I'm saying sitting here saying that we are overreacting or we are being too emotional or we need to get over it, I think is also absolutely ridiculous. Someone tag me in the video. Someone tag me in the video of Rafael Devers leading. Let's see what Carabas is saying about it. Oh wait, let me pull this up. Hey, the face of baseball content creation. Let's see if he's being emotional. Oh, no. This is a rational, level-headed take, right? The Red Sox said to themselves, I know it's been 5 years and everyone already hates us and thinks we're complete idiots, but how do we make the Mookie Betts trade look even worse? I got it. Let's trade Rafael Devers a year and a half into his 10-year deal. The Red Sox traded the face of their franchise for a minor league pitcher. God, dude. I'm curious. Someone said there's a video of him leaving Fenway. People are not happy. Oh, yeah, but here's June Lee, one of the most respected people in the organization. He says, it's insane that the Red Sox gave a long-term deal to Rafael Devers in part because of the enormous backlash to the Mookie Betts trade, and this is where the situation ends with a shocking trade to the Giants. This is an organizational failure on so many fronts that Devers is gone. I wonder if Jeff Passan tweeted anything else out. No, I just sort of let that be. All right, I got the video. Oops. Not really anything. Like, I thought that was going to be... Someone told me to watch that because I thought it was going to be like, holy crap. I mean, he clearly got bust back from the charter. I mean, he's smiling, so he looks pretty happy about it. Doesn't look exactly upset. You know what I mean? Doesn't exactly look upset about it. What are you guys tagging me in? Oh, this is... Thank you. Interesting to note, the Red Sox picked Braden Montgomery one spot ahead of Tibbs. Of course, Montgomery was traded the White Sox crochet trade. Okay. So I guess, what are we going to sit here and just dive deep into these guys? Big power. I mean, they're not wrong, right? Again, Tibbs looks like a solid player, right? I'm just, the more I sit here, the more upset I am that we have to rationalize, hey, this guy could be good for us in 2 years, right? I'm so sick of having to rationalize things the Red Sox do. I'm sick of it, right? We shouldn't have to sit here and rationalize the idea of the Red Sox trading away, the cornerstone of your franchise for a guy who has an 857 OPS, which is good in high A baseball, right? You trade for Kyle Harrison, who's going to start the year start his Red Sox career in a AAA uniform. So he's not even going to immediately impact the big league club. The only person you're getting back in this trade that's going to immediately impact the big league club is Jordan Hicks. And again, Jordan Hicks, for as much as you could sit there and say, hey man, there could be something here. He's had good seasons in the past. You have to remember that you traded a franchise cornerstone for a guy who has a 6.47 ERA in the big leagues with a 3.59 FIP. And again, the FIP's solid, but at the end of the day, FIP only means so much when you've pitched 48 innings and allowed 35 earned runs. Right? 2 strikeouts to every walk you have, too. 4 wild pitches, 4 hit by pitches, right? He threw 109 innings last year. He hit 9 batters. He's already at 4 this season. He pitched 109 innings this year. He had 7 wild pitches. He's already at 4 this season. He's on pace to shatter both of those. I don't know, guys. I just don't know. Like, the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm getting physically sick. You know, the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm getting physically sick. Is the reason why it's a ridiculous trade? Yeah, I have to imagine they just sort of said, we'll take what we can get. You know what I mean? Damn. I don't know ball. Okay, buddy. Time to sign Paul Skeens. Yeah. Why didn't they trade with Detroit? Why would they trade with Detroit? Rare typo. Bro, I'm a huge Giants fan and think Harrison's a future star. I also think Tibbs will be a contributor in the big leagues in 27. But happy to take Devers off your hands. Yeah, I'm sure. Your last one, versatility. $5 super chat. How many successful teams trade the face of their franchise twice in 5 years? It's a great question, right? It's a great question. I don't know that there's any, right? The Rays, maybe? That might be the only one. That might be the only one, I think. Three times in 7 years. Who's the third one? Myers the truth. $1.99 super chat. Do you think we spend more money this offseason? They better. I don't know who they spend money on. Like, the free agency class doesn't look super great, if I'm being honest, right? Like, looking at the free agency class this year, unless you want to spend on some really, really, really good, which actually would, at the end of the day, probably be a smart move, right? I think the right thing now is you have to spend money. And I think the only way you spend money realistically, it would be on starting pitching, right? I think that's 2026, yeah. Like Shane Bieber, Framber Valdez, Chris Sale, Freddie Peralta, Dylan Cease, Zach Gallen, Michael King, Merrill Kelly, Savale, Giolito, I guess, right? Munoz is a free agent next year. Like, that's a big bullpen arm, right? I mean, there's, like, now that you've got money, you could certainly bolster these guys, but you could have bolstered these guys with Rafael Devers here for sure. I think the only answer is you got to go to Bregman right now and say, hey, let's do 5 years. You know what I mean? Let's do 5 years, 35 million, 40 million, whatever it is a year. Because these are your options for third base going forward, right? You need a legit bat. Like, who are you going to spend on? You know what I mean? Like let's look at the top. Kyle Tucker. You go and get Kyle Tucker, but where are you going to put him in the outfield? Right? What are you going to do with that guy? Do you go and you get Pete Alonso? Right? Is Pete Alonso the answer next season? Like next year, it's not really like it's Jaron Duran. What are we doing with this? There's not really like a crazy free agent grouping here, you know? Like Rhys Hoskins, that guy they officially made it official, chat. It's officially official. It's done. Jordan Hicks. Let me see. When's Jordan Hicks predicted to be back? With right toe inflammation? Oh, my God. This is... Oh, no, brother. So he can come off what? Like a 3 or 4 days? Yeah. Official Red Sox account tweeted this out. I'm sure there's going to be a whole bunch of rational takes because that was the way we're supposed to be looking at it, chat. Yeah, this looks a whole lot of real rational takes because that's the way we're supposed to be looking at it. I'm looking for more news. I really am looking for more news on can we trade Breslow for Buster Posey? My Devers jersey better than Ed, buddy. You're not getting that. Yeah, he's not been good this year, Eric, to be honest with you. Baby Jesus, we're cooked. At least Devers is in the Yankee. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's really official. That's crazy, man. That's absolutely, absolutely crazy. Well, he was dogging the team. Brother, he was one of the best DHs in the sport. Hey, Corbin, watching the whole stream. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, IH. Thank you. 17 Devers bobblehead. Yeah. Greg Breslow and Sam Kennedy will discuss the Devers trade on a Zoom call on Monday. You know? I bought a Devers jersey after having a feeling he will get traded. Damn, brother, you shouldn't have bought a jersey then. I've seen this a lot in the chat. I've seen this a lot. Like, Giants fans are coming in here and saying thank you. Thank you for taking these guys. Yeah, Steve, that's kind of what it is right now. Yeah, please don't ever buy another jersey. Please. See, I mean, we're just getting a bunch of them. Durant gets traded. I mean, you can't sit here and say, well, it's never going to happen anymore, you know? They're going to make more trades? Yeah, I mean, you have to. There are San Francisco Giant fans on Reddit apologizing for what they gave us. But yeah, I'm being too emotional. $1.99 super chat from Bo. Should have traded with Seattle for Kirby or Gilbert. Yeah, but they never would have. They never would have taken his contract. That never would have happened. So a return package that worries me. Yeah, and if I'm going to be totally honest with you, I do see, and I'll be honest, right? As emotionally upset as I am, I understand sort of what led up to this, right? I understand that there is a very real chance that Rafael Devers sat there and said, I do not want to be here, right? And at that point, holding on to him does sound kind of dumb. I get that. To me, what makes me most upset is when the exact timing of trading him combined with the actual response that you got, or the actual, not response, package that you got back, right? And I think those are the two things that are sending me over the top here. And obviously, again, I think it's okay for you to sit there for a few hours and just be upset about the fact that your favorite player is no longer on this team. I think you are, right? For a $4.99 super chat from Bay Sox. Thank you so much, Bay Sox. Said Murataka Murakami is a possible signing. I don't know, dude. I guess. Right? I'm sorry for robbing y'all. This is what I'm saying, guys. It's not like I'm sitting here making this trade look worse because I wanted Rafael Devers to stay here so badly. It's not just me. You know what I mean? Torian Soto must clearly be MLB ready. Yeah. $5 super chat from Foe. This opens up Yoshida to DH. Hell yeah, brother. It also gives us a ton of money to play with at the deadline. Yeah, I mean, but what big name guys are going to be available at the deadline, right? Like, what are the big contracts that are going to be available right now? 2026 free agency. We just went through it. I mean, there's not really any hitters that are like, oh my God, we need to get him in free agency. Tucker, it would be fantastic. Where are you going to put him? I guess now that you have the DH spot open, I suppose. But then what are you going to do with Yoshida? You know? I appreciate the $5 super chat, Fo. Thank you so much. Schemes to the deadline. I had a feeling Cora had no idea this was coming. Yeah, I know. Christian, I don't know, dude. That was tough. Is Brian Bayo related to Jose Bayo? I have no idea. Roman Anthony will become the DH. He's 21. You know, he's 21. No way. $10 super chat from Michael. So, what's next? That's a great question, Michael. I don't know. I really don't know. I appreciate the $10 super chat. I don't know, right? I don't know. It's Harrison and Tibbs with high potential. I mean, yeah, those are the cornerstones of this trade, right? The cornerstones of the trades are absolutely James Tibbs and Kyle Harrison. And again, solid, but like they're not helping this team right now. And I think that's what's driving me the most crazy. Right? I think this is what's driving me the most crazy is because if you were to make a trade like this, you would expect, hopefully, that these would be guys that would continue to make you look like legitimate contenders. Do you think Cora will request to leave? No, I don't think Cora requests to leave. When does planning for the future become now? That's what I'm trying to say, right? That's what I'm trying to sit here and say. I wonder if Costas will be DH. He has to be healthy. Like he actually has to be healthy for them to do that. Do we platoon DH to allow us to keep? Yeah, I mean, that's the answer, right? Is you're just going to use that spot as sort of a cycle. Bogarts is probably psyched that Devers is out of there. I'll be honest. Prepping for the future. I mean, yeah, right. That's it. Can manage fine without Devers. How do you manage that, Church? I don't think there will be a specific DH, Alex. I think it'll be rotating. We did get Tibbs. Why couldn't it have been Eldridge or someone? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I just genuinely, I want someone to if you are pro this trade, I want you to tell me, okay, I understand that he was off the field causing issues. I get that, right? But you also won 2 World Series and broke a curse with Manny Ramirez, who was constantly causing issues, right? So I want you to, if you genuinely think that this team is better now on the field than they were last time, I want you to tell me why. I know, Christian. I'd love to see that. Did Devers know about the trade? Apparently, he wanted out. That's what Passan said, but I don't know if he did or not. More energy, but that doesn't tell me how they are physically better on the field. For our young stars to show out, buddy, Tyler, I love our young guys, right? I love our young guys, but you're talking about pushing to a postseason with 3 players, one in Christian Campbell, who's good for a month, right? He's now on his 3rd month, and he's been average this month. Roman Anthony, who has a week in Major League Baseball, and Marcelo Meyer, who has 2 weeks in Major League Baseball. Those are the guys that we're relying on to take us to the promised land now. Where do we go from here? Colby, thank you for $1.99 Super Chat. I don't know. I don't know, right? I know, Eric. We said that when we watched it. Tibbs has been good. He's been great, but you're not helping this team win now. Right? Only argument I could see is the team will feel better because no longer have to pressure to having to compete. Oh, there you go. You guys will be fine. You have so many high lead upside talent. But the problem with that is, again, we're talking about competing now, right? We're talking about competing right now. And as much as we have so much elite high upside talent, you're absolutely right? All of those guys are just not really impactful players right now. Michael, $20. Can we get some claps in chat for Michael? That's an incredibly generous couple of donations for him. Said, sorry, venting. Hey, please, whether you agree with it or don't agree with it, this is your spot to vent. I'm not going to agree with you. We're going to argue about it, but that's what we do when we're upset about things. You know what I mean? We all love each other here. Hold on. Planning for the future. That's what this means. Getting rid of a franchise guy is planning for the future. I can't get behind this. If you want it out, that's on the ownership too. You know what? I also agree with that point, right? People are saying if you want it out, let him leave. It's like we should have never gotten to a point where your star player, the cornerstone of your franchise, wanted to leave, right? I don't think you should have gotten that. Sources say he demanded a trade. I'm not seeing demanded anywhere. It's probably gonna be the trade, bro. It has to be Colby. It has to be the trade. Like, that's bigger news. At least Devers is with Dom Smith. No more Devers bombs in Fenway, dude. That's crazy. Would this move Sox better pay Duran, Anthony, Marcel? I agree, dude. They have to, right? I think we keep playing good, but youth make more mistakes, and that makes it hard to win. I'm not saying the team's going to be bad. I'm just saying people are saying that this team got better, and I just don't see how. Is this worse than the Chris Sale trade? I don't know, because I think, well, I mean, yes, it is, right? Because you traded a top guy for this. You traded your franchise cornerstone for these guys. But in terms of just on paper, I mean, ultimately, I don't think so. $10 super chat from Tom. Tom, I don't know if there was a message supposed to be with that, but I didn't see that one. Yeah, Bobby, even you, man. They should have extended Bregman first if they were going to do this. I would have made it easier, I think. It would have made it easier to digest. $1.99 super chat from Colby. What does the rotation look like with Harrison? He's not going to affect the rotation. He's going to be in AAA. It says it right there, right? Harrison option to AAA. $1.99 super chat from Sebastian. Thank you so much, Sebastian. He said, what are the odds Duran's next? I don't think anyone's off the table. You know what I mean? I don't think anyone's off the table for it. Right? AAA championship. Yeah, that's what they're playing for now. Not that it makes it easier, just Bregman will ask for more because, yeah, that's true too. If it's true that Bregman would have left if you kept him, then what do you do differently? In my opinion, that would have all depended on where Marcelo Meyer is by the end of the year, right? If Marcelo Meyer, let's say he's playing fantastic, by the way, at third base defensively. If he looked great with the bat by the end of the year, I think you sit there and you say, maybe Bregman's okay to leave. $4.99 super chat from Eric, donating my City Connect jersey to hire Terry Tate to run through the Sox front office. I'm going to be honest, I don't know who Terry Tate is. So hopefully that wasn't a bad message that I read. Does Bregman stay or leave? I mean, apparently there's rumors that Bregman was that now there's a better chance that he's staying. Yeah, Nicholas, I saw that. Office linebacker? Oh, yeah, I still don't even know who that is, to be honest with you. Look at the Giants tweet about Rafi. Oh, God. Hey, he's psyched, sick. Ugh. I mean, dude, no. Look at him. That doesn't. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of looks good, but I hate it. Like, he kind of looks good in Giants stuff, but I hate it. Giants uniforms are just sick. Oh God, it's disgusting. $5 super chat from Pick. But how will this affect LeBron's legacy? Not well, actually. Look at that, dude. Look at that. Oh, God. You're stuck paying Devers in his mid-30s. Alex Bregman's in his mid-30s, Bobby. You'd be paying him in his mid-30s too. What are the odds this actually turns out to be a good trade? David, get out of my chat. I don't want you in here. So, yep. Bregman will 100% opt out without an extension. Yeah, he will. Next month, we need to deal an outfielder. Who do you think? I honestly, at this point, you don't really need to, right? First, or your DH just opened up. You can kind of just let him cycle. You're hate watching the Giants on ESPN. Oh, hey, Mookie. Oh, yeah. Hey, I remember that guy. Thanks for your $2 super chat. Corbin, what do I think? I'm heartbroken. I'm absolutely heartbroken, and I don't think they got enough in the trade. I don't think it's a very good trade right now, to be honest with you. Getting old very fast. He was the best DH in baseball. What are we doing? Yeah, they did take the entire contract. I sit here, dude. I just don't like it. I am a lame Red Sox fan. Okay, then don't watch. You know, you're actually paying me to sit here and hate watch me. It's unbelievable. It's awesome though. Why? No, Braves not going to DH. They're just going to cycle in the outfielders. That's all they're going to do. There's not going to be a DH for the first time in what? Like, for first time in what? So long? Frees up money that'll get used. On what, Carl, right? On what? On who? Is Hicks injured? Yeah, he's injured right now. To open up DH for Massa? That's terrible. Can I make a projected lineup for tomorrow's game? God, dude. I mean... Exactly, versatility. It's like you can't sit here and say you open up money for who, right? If they, like you you paid the guy that you're supposed to. What's tomorrow's lineup going to look like? It's going to be who are they playing? They're playing a righty. I don't know, dude. Duran. God, dude, who goes into second? Narvaez. I'm going to be sick, bro. I'm going to be sick. Might be a bad trade. Yeah, it might be. $1.99 super chat. Signed Duran, Abreu, Roman Meyer today. Yeah, you gotta come at us with something here. You know what I mean? You gotta do something here. When is Hicks back? I don't know. Think about this. They traded Betts so they could pay everyone else. Then they let them all go except Devers, who they paid and then traded him too. I mean, that's a crazy thing to even have a conversation about, right? Like, that's a crazy conversation to have right now. Dude, no way the Red Sox media account, I feel so bad for. These poor guys getting cooked. Welcome to the Red Sox, Kyle and Jordan. Yeah, baby. Yeah, here we go. Look at that, the future of our team right there. Woo! Imagine these guys holding up the World Series trophy. We're going to be pumped to see those guys. Yeah! On the other hand, I'm leaving the country from Steve is hilarious. Oh man, dude. Look at how depressing this is. This is terrible. This is terrible. Welcome to the Red Sox, Kyle and Jordan. Yeah, baby. Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah, I did, Nicholas. I did. He looked pretty happy. He looked pretty happy. You know what I mean? But again, like you could, like I sit here and I say, yes, I understand that once a player says, I don't want to be here, and that's the rumor, right? Jeff Passan goes on ESPN and he says it's a rumor. We also have Chris Cotillo saying at no point did he request a trade. So I don't know which side of the coin's right there. Yeah, but Bobby, your point was the only way that he would have opted in is if you extend him. So you'd also have to extend him. P. Alonso looks sick, by the way. What was I saying? Oh. I understand that when you get to a point that a guy demands a trade, and that's the rumor, right? We haven't gotten that confirmed or anything yet. In fact, there have been Chris Cotillo saying sources are telling me he never requested a trade, right? You have to sit there and you have to say, okay, we have to trade him, right? I understand that, but you should never have gotten to that point with your top person. You shouldn't have, right? You should have figured out a way to not, you don't have to please the guy. You don't have to bend to his every will, but you should have found a way to make it work between you. You should have been more open. You should have been more honest. You should have better communication, and you didn't, right? And that falls on both sides here. But you should, Boston Sports, can you please stop spamming the same message over and over again? Thank you. Right, but you sit here, and it never should have gotten to that point anyways. Right, John. Is that John Farrell? That'd be hilarious if he was in this chat. But you shouldn't have gotten to a point where he felt so upset with this organization that he decided he was going to talk to media, right? Like it just wasn't really a point there where you're sitting there and nothing really worked out well. I think we're sellers now. I mean, how do you not, right? How do you not sit there and say, well, maybe these guys are sellers, right? I don't know. Says it was a steal by the Red Sox. I just don't know. And again, you know what I mean? You sit here and look like, okay, all right. Hey, can we get a Red Sox fan out of here, please? Or just time him out? Did we still make the playoffs? I don't know, dude. Again, I genuinely, you sit there and it's like, okay, do they still have the talent to make the playoffs? Yeah, I think they do, but you're relying on just strictly young players right now. Devers isn't even, or Bregman isn't even there. There's a super chat I missed. $1.99 super chat. I'm sorry, Sadies. Well, there goes the rest of the 2018 team. Yeah, right? Yeah. No one left. It's just Cora, you know? Anybody that'll help this year? Hicks will probably be with the Major League Club when he comes back. Kyle Harrison's in AAA right now. So I don't know. What stance do I think that Brezzo and Kennedy take? They're going to be. They have to say that he was a. You essentially have to say that he's a bad person, right? Because if you don't say that he's a bad person and was tearing this team down from the inside, basically, you're going to look kind of like an idiot for trading him. I think, really. Expecting players' loyalty to front office executives who consecutively proven to be disloyal is funny. They put poor management on Devers' shoulders. And I kind of agree with that, Eric. Thank you for the $5 super chat, right? You sit there and again, you can't let it get to a point where your star player is so mad that he's going to the media instead of you, right? And I think that's at the point where you built so much distrust that the player didn't come to you. He went to media, and that's a problem, right? And that's a problem that doesn't just affect Devers. Designated hitter Masataka Yoshida. Harrison puts pressure on Houck to find himself. Yeah, I guess, but I don't know. Who do we go for the deadline? I don't know. I don't know what you're going to need at the deadline, to be honest with you. I mean, genuinely, right? This is all because Chaim Bloom promised him he could stay at third. Who wears number? I bet you Marcelo's real quick to grab that number 11. Marcelo Zuna? No. Odds this turns out being the Nomar trade. Dude, the difference is Nomar was on the last year of his contract. Right? He was on a team that was 10 games over 500. They still had proven superstar talent that this team doesn't have. I just don't see it being the same one. $1.99 super chat from Lawson. Thank you so much, Lawson. He says, how many starters do we have and we DFA Penrod? Yeah, I don't know. Penrod being DFA is kind of crazy. I had that turned off the entire time. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, no. It's going to go through all of them, isn't it? Well, everyone deserves to be on here. No right-handed power anymore? Huh? Is this considered one of the worst trade for the Red Sox? We're gonna find out, aren't we? We're gonna find out very quickly, I think. Yeah, I thought Robert Murray got hacked. I thought Robert Murray got hacked for sure. I genuinely. Yeah, Wings. I have Benintendi, Bogarts, and Devers. Yeah, Eric. And it's just I agree. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Thank you. The Giants won the trade. Oh, they for sure won the trade. What are we talking about? Devers could help to be the missing piece for them for a World Series. Of course. You know what I mean? Of course. Yeah, Soundhead. Congratulations. We don't know who won the trade. I mean, dude, looking on paper right now, Bobby, the Giants are... Where are the Giants right now? Where are the Giants right now? The Giants are a game back of the Dodgers, right? They just gained a guy who's on pace to hit like what 36 home runs and over 130 RBIs. Right, to this lineup, bro. I mean, they put themselves in a legitimate position to win now. They get a World Series out of this and have this guy here for multiple years. I don't see how you say the Red Sox won this deal. I don't, right? I just don't. Yeah, true. Devers is going to be able to play in Devers is going to be able to play in Coors Field more often. Nobody thinks this trade was good for the Red Sox. Yeah, I mean, people are saying it's just me being emotional, but like you're looking at so many other people, like legitimate analysts who are saying no, this really wasn't a great trade. Yeah, I know, Chris. Devers is gonna put up like 7 home runs. All right, we're gonna let that run a little bit. Being compared with Mookie, yeah. Yeah, true. Devers, Betts, and Bogarts all being in the same division now is kind of wild, actually. Could it be the Nomar trade? Again, it's an entirely different conversation. Entirely different conversations. Tears were shed tonight. I don't blame you, man. I really don't. People in my chat, no, dude. I'm talking about Rob Bradford saying the trade was kind of crazy. I'm talking about Buster Olney saying the trade was kind of crazy. How do we react when he's up at bat against us? I mean, you cheer for him to get out, I guess. I think I heard him cheer. Yeah, he definitely pumped, dude. This was worse than the Luka trade, dude. The problem with that is I just don't think. I don't have the same reaction, visceral reaction to Luka. I just don't, you know. When is Bregman coming back? At least another month. How the commissioner allowed that to happen? I don't. What has the commissioner really ever, like this commissioner specifically, ever stepped in and stopped the trade? Yeah, it's gonna be a rough trip for you, Laser. Why do you think they had to do it immediately? Why not wait until close to the deadline? That's what I've been saying, right? Again, you can understand the circumstance that the ownership put themselves in, by the way. Right? You can understand all of that, but to do it right after you started gaining momentum, right after the team was starting to come together, you know, a month before Bregman even hopes to come back, right? Like this is just terrible timing, in my opinion. MLB a show trade? Yeah, it does. You like a force trade? You know? It just doesn't make sense to me. Tyler, $1.99 super chat. I'm more angry at this than at my ex. Are we caught up? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Do you think you still trade any of our outfielders? No, I mean it does allow you to hold on to your outfielders, I guess. You know? What do I think? I'm sad, man. I'm sad. Hey, thanks for being here, Robbie. I appreciate it, man. You know, I'm just sad, man. I don't think the trade itself was incredibly good. We just did it. No, this has nothing to do with money, in my opinion. Honestly. Like, I don't think this has anything to do with money. Yeah, I don't blame you, Celtics fan. They moved Tibbs to first base. I think they have to. Yeah. Moving outfield. I mean, yeah, eventually, but this really kicked it down the road, you know? This really kicked it down the road. All right, chat. We'll be making a video about this. We'll have another video out tomorrow. Like a full breakdown of the trade. I think that's what we're going to do tomorrow. This was just sort of a reaction, right? We'll do a full breakdown, talk about the actual players and try and make sense of some of it, but well, I don't know. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a while for people. It's going to take a while for people to I don't know, get over it. It's going to take me a while to get over it, and I think that's okay. All right, it's okay to be upset. You don't have to immediately sit there. Yeah, Bobby, we don't know, and I'll say that we don't know, right? And I think okay, it's okay to say that, but it's also okay to say you kind of knew what you were going to get with Devers, at least over the next couple of years. You don't know what you're getting now. Yeah, we'll talk about it tomorrow more. Probably have a video out probably right around noon. I appreciate all the love today for the second time. I know I said that the first time, but I do appreciate all the love today. Thank you. Yeah, we'll be back on. We'll definitely have another conversation about this tomorrow, and then we'll do a game stream on. I got to look at it with the West Coast. We'll figure it out, but either way, if you ever consider subscribing, we talk Sox every single day, even when it sucks, even when it hurts. We talk about them. Hey, on the plus side, I look like a bum right now with my facial hair. That's not really facial hair, right? It's all patchy and stuff. But it's because the Red Sox aren't losing right now. We'll see how it goes now, right? We'll see how it goes now with this trade. So regardless, guys, I appreciate you. And I'll see you all for the second time that I can remember on this channel's history, visibly, viscerally upset with this team. But regardless of whether or not I'm viscerally upset or happy, I will see you all in the Red